I'm here with Lori Kaler of the Little Red Barn, and we're at the Little Red Barn today. So what made you decide to open up an ice cream shop?
We bought this property. This little corner property was like a farmette. It has two little houses. It has a log cabin and an older house. And this barn was kind of run down at the time. And it came up for sale, and we just thought, oh, that's a pretty cool property. We already lived in Jefferson. I had my dental practice here, and I don't know, we just bought it. And then we fixed the houses up a little bit, and then the barn needed some love. We had to figure out what to do with it. So
That's nice. So you're a dentist.
I am.
How does a dentist open up an ice cream shop?
I know. I've been accused of an evil marketing scam. But I dabbled with like a snack shop at a barn and stuff like that, or at a camp when I was little, a teenager. So I don't know if that came back in our heads.
Yeah.
Also, we always think, like, sometimes people aren't that thrilled to go to the dentist, but everyone's always thrilled to go to get ice cream. So it kind of like evened up, that part of my life.
Yeah. That's nice. That must have been a lot time management wise.
Well, I work part-time. I have a fantastic full-time partner in my dental practice, so I've always worked part-time there.
Yeah.
So I would have time for like my kids and my mom or whoever and so this sort of like filled in a little bit on some of those as my kids got older. And so,
Nice.
Yeah, but it is time management. It takes a while to take care of things.
Yeah. So how long have you been in Jefferson?
We've been here probably, I want to say 40 years. Yeah.
And what do you like about the community, this location?
We liked it. It was kind of rural. I mean, it still has rural elements to it, that it was more kind of the farms. When we moved here, like the dairy industry was, number one thing in Frederick County. We have a small farm, just chickens and goats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And my kids did 4-H and everything. So, so it was also at the time we could afford it, because down the road was more expensive, and we could, we just liked it. It was a little more quiet.
Nice. And what types of people do you hire? What are your employees?
We hire a variety of people. Some of the people that work here, it's their first job that they've ever had. So they're, young, 15, 16, like that. And then a lot of them, we're grateful that they do stay with us, and they're great people to know. And they've kind of like matured into young like leaders, and they have a shift leader role or assistant manager and stuff like that. And then we also hire like people that are a little older, that are maybe further along in their career place, or this is a good season for them to have a part-time job. They don't really want to completely retire, so they work here, so they have their kind of like their hand in the community still. And it's an active job. It's not like a sit behind the counter. It's not like you're sitting at an office like vegetating. You are moving. So it's a semi-workout for people too, if they were like older people and wanted to keep on the go. So it's a variety, and it's kind of neat because we can all work together. Like it's cool. We'll have like some younger kids, and sometimes they're training an older person because they've been here longer, and and then the older people may have had a previous career. We have people that work here that have their MBAs, or someone who ran a bank, people who are in the education field, and and they have a lot of their own personal background that they can help and mentor, and so it's a good little community.
Yeah, that's nice. Do you ever provide ice cream for events in the community?
We do. We try to help support a lot of the like the Little League. We always do their ice cream social. There's several like running races that Mr. and Mrs. Zumba help coordinate. That we like the downhill mile, and they always have. I'm complimented that this kid told me the other day that he entered the downhill mile because the prize wasn't going to be a medal. It's an ice cream sundae. Everyone gets an ice cream sundae that finishes the race. So we do a lot of fundraising with the community. We kind of have a heart for the 4-H and the FFAs because of the agricultural background and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm in Valley Elementary School. We're always working with, Brunswick, Middletown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. What's the most rewarding part of owning this business?
Well, our number one mission statement is that we thank God for his blessings to us. And even if you have a bad day, if you just go back to the number one thing on your mission statement and thank God for your blessings, you can find lots of blessings. So that's a good memory tool when we have like a plumbing emergency or, something breaks or a lot of people are sick and can't come into work. So, I'm always like, again, I'm going back to number one on the mission statement, like, thank you, God, for everything.
Yeah.
But it is neat to see families get together. We have like grandparents who have a tradition of driving their kid to swim lessons, and then they stop off and get an ice cream on the way home, or little teams that will come here and celebrate. We just had a swim team come and celebrate, here. A couple funny ones was one time this bride and groom had just gotten married, and they had a limo, and they were all dressed up and everything, and they said they didn't want to waste the limo to go straight to the reception, so they wanted the limo guy to drive around. They saw our place and they felt like having an ice cream, so they came out here like, here comes the bride, like in her long dress and everything like that. And I guess one of my tip-top stories is this family who fostered a child. When they first met the child, the child, this was the neutral ground for them to meet the child, and so they met the little guy here. And then they fostered him, and they decided the child wanted to be adopted, and they wanted to adopt him. So they came back after they did all the paperwork and went to the, city hall or whatever, and he was officially adopted by the family. And they all came. There was like 40 of them, and they all had shirts on celebrating the event that said like family ever after or something. And they all came here and just had ice cream here because this is where they first met the little boy. And it was just so cute. It was like the cutest event ever. So, but anyway, yeah.
That's so nice. Yeah, obviously you have a very successful business. Is there any advice you would share to someone operating business, starting one?
Somebody just told me about this funny thing about if you're an entrepreneur, you start like this, like, yay, I have this great idea. Yay, I'm so excited. And then you see all the obstacles. Like we had to jump through a lot of hoops with the county because this was not your typical build out. It was 100 and some year old barn that was not strategically as placed as they would have wanted, normally speaking. So anyway, we were up here, yay, we're excited. And then 8 years of hoops with the county.
Wow.
We kind of fell into what they call the depths of despair for a while, like this ain't gonna happen, but we still wanted to do it for some reason. And then, so like if you really want to do it, like hang in there because there's ways to do it. It just, you may be in the depths of despair for a short while, but it works out. So yeah, and just remember the number one on your mission statement.
Yes.
That always helps. So.
And I have to ask, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
It's funny, I, as a child, probably would have never dreamed that I would own a soft serve machine, because if we ever went to, like, we lived in New York for a while, and there was a place called, they still have Carvel's. If my parents ever we had a huge family, if they took us to Carvel, it was like the best day of your life, and I would get a vanilla soft serve with rainbow sprinkles. So I have to stick with the vanilla soft serve with rainbow. We have really good soft serve here. I mean, I'm just saying. So it's good. We have also, other delicious things like a whole slew of Hershey's flavors, and then we also have South Mountain Creamery. And they're made on the farm and delicious. But I guess I have that spot for the vanilla soft serve.
And you also have a whole bunch of sandwiches and other foods.
We do. We have about probably 10 different sandwiches, and we have salads and soup. So you actually can come in and like completely be, which we try to do it. So like if you're feeling like I'm going for the really healthy thing today, we've got some nice salads that you can do. We have like homebrewed, unsweetened tea. You can go that route.
Yeah.
And then, you can always just get a small ice cream if you wanted to, just to top it off at the end. Or you can go full blown and just like go for it.
Yeah. Nice.
So.
But at the end of the day, choose the vanilla soft serve with the sprinkles. Is that the best?
Well, actually, we just made some coffee soft serve.
Oh.
That's going to be a contender because it's really quite delicious too. We've been trying to do more soft serve flavors, but tried to make them a little bit more natural.
Okay.
So last week we did blueberry, and we take like a natural blueberry pie filling and puree it, and then use that. This week we've got coffee, so we try to have that offering too. So it's
Nice.
just an alternative.
Yeah. Anything else you want to share?
No, it was a pleasure being interviewed by you.
Yes, thank you so much. That's great.